Coming up on Mystics Magazine, Kara Lawson goes one-on-one with Kara Lawson?
I feel good. My body feels good. I think it's just a function of whether I can come out and continue to be productive and help a team win. I think that's the biggest thing.
The rookies share more of their Season 1 journey.
That's one of my big things, is making sure that the fans know what kind of player I am, know what kind of person I am.
I think my favorite is when you walk out onto the court and you have all the fans that are there.
See a different side of Tayler Hill as we go all access with her as a mom.
I think we wanted to tell our families first and do what we had to do, and then we wanted to tell everybody.
Get an inside look into Coach Tebow's practice as he prepares the Mystics for another playoff run.
Just start helping each other. Start seeing the problems. Every game presents new problems. We can't give you a script.
And one of our own is going into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Find out who next on Mystics Magazine. That's Tayler Hill, and this is Mystics Magazine as we have our season finale of the show here today as the Washington Mystics are gearing up for the playoffs. We begin the show with Tayler Hill. Last year she was a WNBA rookie, now she's a rookie mom, and we begin with an all-access look at her and her new family. It's been quite a year for Tayler Hill. From her first year in the WNBA to just beginning her pro career in Israel, Taylor's life changed forever with the birth of she and her boyfriend David Lighty's first child, baby Maurice.
I was surprised. Surprised when we first found out I was pregnant.
I was asleep. She called me about 20 times because she was in Israel, and that's when she found out. So the time change had us a little different, but
And I kept calling.
until I finally picked up and called back, and I was still in the daze because I was asleep, but I was definitely joyful and happy. I mean, to bring a child into the world is, something special.
Daddy be hating because I get all the kisses.
I think we wanted to tell our families first and do what we had to do, and then we wanted to tell everybody. I waited a little bit, and I called Coach probably the next day, Coach Tebow.
Moving to Paris, where David played professionally, Tayler was preparing for life with a baby in one arm and a basketball in the other.
I really had the itch when I was in Paris watching Dave play. I would be at his games like, all right, it's time for me to play now, or I would try to go shoot before his practice. Yeah, I was only about 3 months.
As the delivery date drew closer, Tayler came back to the States.
I didn't want to leave Paris, but I wanted to have the baby in Minnesota with my mom next to me. So that was the only reason I left Paris and didn't have the baby there.
Yeah, I would say it helped. It made her a lot more comfortable being back in the United States, of course, and being home, around all of her family. So being here definitely made it a lot better for her, a lot easier, the process of going through the birth. Then we had about 20 people in the delivery room, so it was like a show, it was like a movie in there.
It was.
Soon, Tayler would have to deliver on the basketball court.
I wasn't thinking about basketball when I first had the baby. It was actually kind of crazy because I had the baby, and then a day and a half later, my team played the Lynx in Minnesota. So Coach T and a few of my teammates, Coach Tebow, Coach Stan, and a few of my teammates came up to the hospital to see the baby.
With Maurice mere weeks old, Tayler was back taking baby steps of her own to get back in the game.
I would shoot a little bit after. I would get tired though right away.
Yeah.
And sore. I felt like I was a step behind, which to be expected when you just have a baby. But I don't feel like they were going fast, like I couldn't catch up. I just felt like I wasn't conditioned enough or I wasn't there. I'm still not there, let's just be honest. I'm still not there condition-wise, but it'll come back. My teammates was real welcoming and loving. The girls from last year, I mean, I was most close to them, so they were excited about the baby, and my new teammates were just as excited.
In July, Tayler made her first appearance at Verizon Center for a Mystics game.
It was good, exciting. The fans there were real welcoming and loving, so that made me feel good, like I was supported by everybody.
Tayler and David began dating while they both played basketball for Ohio State. Both playing professionally, it is easier for them to know what the other is going through and how to be supportive.
I don't want to say it because everybody else says it, but like Love and Basketball, the movie, holding the baby, then, seeing her on the sideline and everything. But I mean, just excited for her to play, get back on the court and, be with her teammates and, get comfortable again because, like you said, she's been playing basketball her whole life. So, just to be out for 9 months away from the game is, it's something tough to do, so just to get back comfortable and, get a feel for just being around everybody and, seeing what's going on the court.
Yeah, I definitely think it helps because we know we both go through, we know our schedules, how it feels to be a professional athlete. So I think that helps.
Probably patience is the most. You move around so much and, it makes it even tougher when you have a baby. So just trying to figure out, what would be the best thing for him, the child, and, going forth, looking towards our future on, try to make things as best as possible and easy as possible on him.
It also helps to have one of her college friends and now a caregiver helping Tayler make the transition easier.
I'm really excited for her. I've known her, I went to Ohio State with her, I watched her play for 4 years, and she's a great friend of mine, and I'm so excited to have her. She's been waiting for this for a long time, so she's just excited to get back. I'm excited. She has a lot of siblings, so I always knew she would be a great mom. When she told me she was pregnant, I just could not wait, The love, whenever I see her look at Maurice, it's this, you could see the love, and I just, her and Dave are great. I love Dave. They have a great relationship, a great family, and Maurice has great parents.
I'm cleared to play, so we'll see. Coach Tebow puts me in. Once I get out there, I'm not going to be thinking about nothing.
With the Mystics blowing out the Liberty in the fourth quarter, Tayler sees her first WNBA action of the season.
It felt good. I mean, I'm just happy with myself for being able to come back and be back after 6 weeks of having a son. My teammates been real supportive over time, so it's normal. I mean, we're just focused. We're focused on other things. I mean, whether I'm on the floor or off the floor, I want to be able to contribute in both ways, being able to help on the bench and call out plays or tell people where they need to be, or if I'm on the floor contributing. So that's the main thing, is that we keep this focus. Hey.
As we have come to know the Washington Mystics assistant coach Marianne Stanley, she's always modest, always working hard, working with the players, and doesn't really talk about herself a lot. As much as I have covered her, I've really enjoyed working with her. But one thing that you may or may not know, Marianne Stanley is a Hall of Famer. This past Friday, she went into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame with the Immaculata team that she played on that won 3 championships, the first team ever to have their basketball game broadcast on national television. Here's Marianne on the wonderful weekend and the experience that was for her induction into the Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Mighty Macs of Immaculata College.
The weekend in Springfield was just tremendous. It's an incredible honor to be included on a team that was so distinguished and accomplished so much back in the 70s. Of course, it was great seeing my teammates and my coach, and it's one of the hallmarks and the real milestones for Immaculata College. I think everybody felt like they were about 40 years younger. It was a lot of fun to see everyone. Most of the teammates were able to make it, and certainly our coach, Kathy Rush. But we had a great time just reminiscing, reliving some of the highlights, and just being very thankful that all of us are still in a position where we have valued our friendships. We've been able to carry those over the course of time, and nothing changes the fact that we had just an incredible run and dominated women's basketball at a time when it was in its infancy. And so winning the first several national championships is something that goes down in history, and we were a part of that. It's really, really exciting. Being on a team that was taking part in the first nationally televised game was just a terrific honor. It was played at Cole Fieldhouse on the University of Maryland campus, of all places, and just a tremendous game. But to be a part of that piece of history was exciting, and also to be involved in the first women's game played at Madison Square Garden. That's one of the meccas for any basketball player, and to have the opportunity 40 some odd years ago to play the first women's basketball game at the Garden was just terrific. So along with all the championships and just having great teammates and a great coach and just an exciting time in women's basketball, to be able to be a participant in some of those highlights and those moments that go down as the firsts, just really, really exciting. I feel very fortunate to be a part of that team, and very fortunate to have such great lifelong friendships as a result.
Click on segment 2 of Mystics Magazine to find out the rookies' thoughts on how their regular season went and gearing up for their first playoff run.
I think my favorite is when you walk out onto the court and you have all the fans that are there.